Hello, this is Rev Don Lewis, and welcome to another episode of Living the Wiccan Life. This week, I'm pleased to bring you my interview with Her Holiness, the Most Reverend the Honorable Olivia Robertson, International Head of the Fellowship of Isis. I first had the pleasure of interviewing Lady Olivia nearly 10 years ago for telepathic radio in Chicago, and I've been pleased to interview her several times since. The Honorable Olivia is certainly one of the most colorful and flamboyant religious leaders in the world. And at the age of 90, she's also one of the oldest, though you'd never guess it to see her in action. Everything about Olivia, in fact, is larger than life. And I think that you will see, in this interview, why it is that people turn to her for spiritual guidance and leadership all over the world. Her outlook and her connection to deity are absolutely unique, and you will find this interview well worth your time in listening to.
Now off we go.
We're here with the Honorable Olivia Robertson, and you're dressed as a rainbow today.
I like rainbows. It's Irish. It's the luck of the Irish. Leprechauns.
Well, let me just... This is the Chicago Fellowship of Isis Conference, and you have been coming to this for I don't know how many years.
Oh, ages, since the Parliament of the World Religions in 1993.
And what do you particularly like about the Chicago Convention?
I like the Chicago conventions because of their sincerity. I mean, I love California, they're acting, and I love acting, but here they don't act, they're right down sincere here, and they're also academic up here, especially Dina, who's a librarian, a wonderful lady who's running the show, Archpriestess.
What kind of changes have you seen over the years in the convention?
I've seen people have more courage to come out into the open. We started before with many associations of Wicca and with every sort of idea, Catholicism. Now the idea of the Fellowship of Isis is getting it itself, that we honour all faiths, but we're getting to turn, I notice, far more to Isis, the goddess Isis and the god Osiris, that you can relate to Maria and Christ. The male and the female, definitely we like Vive la différence.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we don't have just one god with a beard. We've got a god and a goddess.
You're 90 years old this year.
Yeah, I'm 90 years old, yes. I like being 90 too. It's nice, it's fun.
Oh, that's wonderful. In your lifetime, you have seen a huge change in the world.
I cannot describe the difference. You have to imagine a little girl brought up in the suburbs in Reigate, and then we heard that our castle had been seized by rebels in Ireland. Then we came over and we found that people were living in ass carts. There was no cars, with this ancient castle, like a storybook, every room had its ghost, so that got me really tuned into the supernatural. And then the river bank had druids and the elemental spirits, and everybody believed in them. And in Ireland, they are psychic.
And Ireland is having a lot of changes today itself. We talked earlier about the new prosperity there.
I like it. It's very funny. Some sort of snooty people don't like estates popping up, but we're a heritage village, and somebody was complaining, and I said, look, like over the hedge there's a lyceum of the Fellowship of Isis, and we've got a druid grove over there, I said. So we're the once and future queen, the goddess, that people are acknowledging, and people in our little village of Clonegall are joining secretly online. I haven't even got a computer, but they're joining online.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Parliament of World's Religions.
Yes.
Are you planning to go to the next one?
No, just that one big moment with the Dalai Lama and the whole jolly lot. I used to read about Vivekananda, Ramakrishna, all that stuff, and to be honoured to be on that platform and to have the Fellowship of Isis, the goddess, accepted as a world religion, well, that's all I need.
Having done so much, what do you want to do now?
I'm perfectly willing to hang on. I don't mind being beamed up to a spaceship or anything else at any time, or get blown up by religious people, very religious, who like blowing you up for some reason or other. And I want to work. I don't want to be a burden on people. I don't want to do nothing. I believe that I'd like to live, I could even live to 100 as long as I have work every day.
I think everyone would agree you work very hard. And every year you make this huge circuit.
Yes, I do.
From convention to convention.
Well, it's well like I used to say America was the new Atlantis, meaning a compliment, but now I think I visited after Katrina, New Orleans, and it really looked like Atlantis, you know what I mean, and all that. So I'm seeing earth changes happening in every state I go to, which I think is a challenge for us to get reborn. Whatever religion you belong to, we have to throw away the old muck, the bad stuff in us, and really wake up a bit.
Well, what advice would you give to someone who wants to do that? Who wants to cleanse themselves and be reborn?
Well, I like your Al Gore. I'm not talking politically. I like him as regards global change, and I think the best thing is to honour the planet, and I turn out electric lights all the time, because I've been in the war, the first one. I think we should respect the earth and respect other people, and above all, stop having enemies. I have no enemies. There may be people who can't stand the sight of me, but I don't mind. It doesn't worry me. And we shouldn't demonize people. I'm sick of hearing how all sorts of characters blew up the Twin Towers, not the ones usually thought of, but people they don't like. You know, and it's bad for your aura to go around demonizing little grey characters, lizards from Alpha Centauri or somewhere, and then saying the local chap across the road is a disguised lizard. You know, I mean, I'm against paranoia. I really think it's a pity.
Lady Olivia is a most remarkable woman, and I always enjoy speaking to her. And I hope that you are enjoying our interview, and that you will join us again in part 2 of this episode as we continue our conversation with Her Holiness, the Most Reverend the Honorable Olivia Robertson.